This is the all-new Renault Kiger, and we're going to be taking all your questions about this new car at the end of the video. So make sure you send in all your queries on our social handles, and you can also ask the questions on the review link on YouTube. Now, the Kiger was unveiled a little while back and it's just been launched. But today we're going to be driving the Kiger and tell you whether it's as good as its price, or should you consider the multitude of other options that are also available in the market. Now, talking about design, getting the family face is not a bad thing at all. In fact, it's a good thing if it comes down from a more premium offering to a more affordable offering. But sometimes things go the other way. Now, at first glance, the Kiger does resemble its smaller sibling, the Kwid. But of course, if you ignore the passing glance and look at it in more detail, it's quite obvious that it's not. Now, talking about the front, you get the signature two-slat grille with chrome inserts on it, and they're flanked by these slim LED DRLs on either side. What adds to the butch appearance are these details on the bonnet and these black inserts on the lower half of the grille. What we also liked are these extended lip spoiler in the lower half of the bumper, which really adds to the sporty appeal of the car. Now, getting onto the side, you notice the sleek profile. You get this black cladding running across the length of the car, and you also get claddings on the doors which just shout SUV. You also get the roof rails, which are not just stylish but functional as well. Now, talking about the wheels, you get an interesting design and they fill out the wheel arches quite well. But it's the strong shoulder line that really adds a muscular character to the overall design. The rear is where the Kiger looks the sportiest. So you get this really cool looking C-shaped tail lamps, LED tail lamps in fact, that really stand out. You also get this spoiler that gets a split design treatment that adds to the sportiness, while this 4 bash plate adds to the SUV effect. Overall, the Kiger might look like a hulkier version of the Kwid, but there is no doubt that this is a smart looking car with plenty of eye-catching details. Getting inside the cabin, Renault has kept things simple. It's a black and grey affair with plenty of familiar elements. There's heavy use of gloss black plastics for that added premium feel. But on the downside, it is also expected to become a fingerprint and dust magnet, especially in our Indian environment. Bang in the center is the 8-inch infotainment screen, and right in front of the driver is a vibrant, graphic-laden 7-inch TFT screen that reads out all the information you need. It's a practical cabin too, with all doors getting a 1-liter bottle holder, a 10.5-liter glove box in the front, along with storage for more knickknacks. In fact, it's got a total onboard capacity of 29 liters. Now, talking about the front seats, you get this nice textured pattern on it, and it looks quite good. Now, the seats itself, they're quite accommodating, and long drives shouldn't be an issue at all. And you get height adjustment as well. Now, moving on to the back bench, as you can see, I've got plenty of leg room. Renault also claims best-in-class elbow room. However, I think that applies with just 2 people on the rear bench. With 3 people, it's still a tight fit, especially the healthier ones like me. Now, even with the sloping roof, headroom is not an issue at all, and you get this nice flat floor, which means the rear occupants can sit comfortably for long hours. space is also pretty good at 405 liters and it's quite cavernous. But it has a very high loading lip, which means loading heavy luggage will be a workout. However, Renault is offering an accessory that not only raises the loading floor but also compartmentalizes it. Folding the rear seats free up an additional 879 liters of luggage space. Features on this top spec RXZ variant that we're looking at includes climate control, 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, Archemy sound system with 8 speakers, Bluetooth connectivity that can pair up to 5 devices, a USB socket for faster charging, and an inbuilt MP4 video player. You also get steering mounted audio controls, air purifier, as well as height adjustment for the driver's seat. However, wireless phone charging that you see here is an accessory and does not come standard with the car. Also, we know it's a budget offering, but Renault could have offered the option of a sunroof too. On the safety front, there are 2 airbags on the front, along with 2 side airbags as well, along with the mandatory ABS with EBD. Powering the Renault Kiger are the same engines that you also see in the Nissan Magnite. So at the bottom of the ladder, you have the 1-liter naturally aspirated 3-cylinder petrol engine that makes 72 bhp and 96 Newton meters of torque. Now you can have that engine with either an AMT gearbox or a 5-speed manual. However, going up the ladder is where things start to get interesting. You also get this engine, which is a 1-liter engine with 3 cylinders, but this one's turbocharged. And you can have this with either a CVT gearbox that will come in soon or a 5-speed manual that we're driving. Now this engine makes 99 bhp and 160 Newton meters of torque. Now this might be the same powertrain from the Magnite, but Renault has done a fabulous job ironing out the rough edges. For starters, the engine feels extremely refined and the typical 3-cylinder clatter is barely audible on startup and at normal speeds. What is also great is that there are no vibrations felt through the gear lever at idle or while driving, which is quite apparent with most 3-cylinder engines. The clutch action, which is heavy in the Magnite, is very light in the Kiger, which makes it easy to drive in traffic conditions, and even the gear shift action, though a little notchy, feels very positive. Now in the Renault Kiger, as compared to the Nissan Magnite, you also get driving modes to choose from. So you can choose between Eco, Normal and Sports. Now these modes affect the throttle response, gear changes if you have the CVT variant, and the steering as well. Now that's quite impressive considering this is a budget offering. We started with Eco mode, which as the name suggests is best for getting the most fuel efficiency, and throttle response is pretty dulled down. But in traffic congested situations, it shouldn't feel too bad. Normal works great for mixed conditions and acceleration feels way peppier. Sports, of course, is the best. The change is very apparent and throttle response gets dialed to the max level. Acceleration of the mark is very impressive and we are sure that this will accelerate to 100 km per hour in 10 odd seconds. What is also impressive is the drivability. The 160 Newton meters of torque means third gear is all you need in most situations, and the Kiger will potter around in third even at low speeds and give you enough grunt when you need to overtake slow moving traffic. The engine feels refined and relaxed at cruising speeds, but close to 5000 rpm, the 3-cylinder engine starts voicing its protest. It's also not a very good sounding engine and has a very mechanical note to it. Fuel efficiency wise, Renault claims a very impressive 20 km per litre for the turbo manual, which is more than the Magnite, but something that we will test later. But overall, the Kiger promises a very potent engine package and we are definitely very impressed with it. Now let's talk about the ride and handling. We drove it through some broken roads and the suspension, though noisy, works well in ironing out the bumps. Low speed ride could be a little better, but then it evens out as speeds get higher. We expected the same slow steering like in the Magnite, but again, Renault has done a superb job fine-tuning it. It's quick to change directions, quick to return to center, and with just a little over 3 turns from lock to lock, boasts a very good turning radius too. Handling is pretty good too. The Kiger's compact dimensions and wide track keeps it quite stable in the corners. While there is body roll, the Kiger's agile manners make it potent enough to have fun with. The Renault Kiger might share its underpinnings with the Nissan Magnite, but we're really impressed with how Renault has worked its own magic with the car. Now, the Nissan Magnite was already a very impressive package to begin with, and you can see that with the number of bookings it's racked up. But Renault has made that package even more enticing by refining it even further. With prices starting at Rs 5.45 lakhs for the base naturally aspirated variant and going up to 9.55 lakhs for the top-end turbo CVT variant, Renault wants to entice not only the hatchback buyer but also those who are looking for a complete SUV experience, and we think they're going to be quite successful at it.